guys, it's Bill. Merry Christmas. Well, I've been left at home alone again, so my mind starts wandering. So I've been thinking about how to simplify my system. A lot of people that I've camped with and people that's seen some of my past videos know that my coffee pot goes with me most of the time. So I've been trying to think of ways to bake and make it simpler and easier. And of course, I'm not going to start a fire or do any coals out here today. I just happen to have a little time while the neighbor's blowing his yard. So we're going to give this a shot. So what I've done, of course, just the steamer cup, simply just poked a hole. Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. Simply just poked a hole in the biscuit and set it right on top of the steaming rack. So, what are you thinking so far? Now, I'm not going to grease it or anything. You shouldn't have to. At the most, maybe put some flour in it. So I've taken a baking bag I could use to bake stuff in your oven with at home. And I've kind of split it on both sides to put a couple slabs of bacon right here in this corner of the bag, and I'm going to crack the egg and put it in this corner of the bag. So then I'm going to attempt to just sort of lower it right down in the can, put the biscuit in there, and maybe a couple loads of fuel in this alcohol stove, probably a little better than an ounce each time. Monitor everything and see if we can do breakfast all in one big whack in our coffee can. So I'm going to crack this egg here, so I can do it without getting it mixed all in with everything else. All right, ready to watch. Okay, that'll work. Except for that one shell down in there. Where'd she go? Of course, it went all the way to the bottom. All right, I'm gonna dig that shell out afterwards. I don't want to get that all over me. That's kind of the point of this. Is kind of a no mess, little no cleanup setup. So what we got there? A couple pieces of bacon. Got the egg cracked in there. I guess if you want to, let's just go ahead and, I don't want to crack that shell. I'm gonna mix the egg up a little bit. All right, now this is a bacon bag, so it's not like a Ziploc bag. It should be BPA free. It's made for cooking. All right, I'm just gonna lower it down in there. Oh, up off the bottom, maybe about an inch. We'll fold this bag over right here. Actually, what I could do, sort of tie it around this handle. The thing is, any flame that comes up side of this can is going to melt the bag. So I think I'll do what I was thinking about doing to begin with instead of changing my mind in the middle of the video. All right, let's lower this right down in there. And now remember, there's no water or grease or anything in this cup, so it really shouldn't get our coffee pot all crazy. Should be able to make some coffee right after we get done cooking. So I'm gonna trim this off so it don't make a mess. Probably should have twist tied that first, shouldn't I? Okay, well, this is the first thing. I just had this sort of moment this morning. Hey, you know, I've seen people do a lot of baking. A lot of my friends do a lot of baking. Ken and Bob, and a bunch of the other guys, and Shane. So I thought, let's just keep her simple. Let's go back a little old school here. But I'm using an alcohol stove, new school. So see if we can combine the two. Okay, I'm gonna squirt. I don't really have a mark on here. That's roughly about an ounce. I'm gonna set this bottle over here out of the way. Don't need no more fuel over here than we have to have. I'm gonna prime this guy up. All right, she's going. And we're gonna start the timer. Well, Can't start the timer when I'm using the phone. I guess it probably could. Okay. Normally, these fuel cans here, they only last about 6-7 minutes with a full ounce or a little bit more than an ounce in them. So I know that just from use. And my plan is to do it at least twice, filling it up and letting it cook off. And I'm not using any windscreen because there's no wind blowing out here. There's a lot of noise and stuff. So if it was darker, you could probably see that those flames are definitely sort of licking up around the outer sides of the can. And I said I'm gonna let that completely burn out, generally 6-7 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna do it again, do it at least twice. I can hear that bacon frying already. Sure can. It feels like the heat stopped. I still hear the bacon frying. Okay, make sure the flame's completely out. Definitely don't want to refuel. So I'm gonna load it again. Okay, that was all my fuel that time, but I still got right at an ounce in there. I'm going for the second run here. The only reason why I'm doing it twice is, and normally baking a biscuit or something like that, it takes what, 10 or 15 minutes, 10, 12, 15 minutes. So I could eat the bacon a little bit, not crispy. Not the biggest fan of limp bacon, but I would eat it the way it is. I'm sure the eggs are going to get done. What I'm hoping didn't happen is I know these bags are good in the oven as long as they're not touching any direct heat or anything. Can't cook with them over a fire, they'll just melt and bust. You probably if you've done something real creative. So I'm hoping that it didn't touch the sides and rupture or something like that, and all the egg and my bacon's down the bottom of my coffee pot, so it's gonna make a mess. So keep your fingers crossed, and I'll see you back here in a few minutes. Okay. All right, well, you're going to be the first to see this in action. Oh, by the way, I did a lot of research on cooking in a coffee pot. Spent a couple hours last night and a couple hours before, and I found really just two videos on cooking in a coffee pot. One actually is my good friend Kenneth Cram. Most of us probably know him. He had one back in 2015, and of course he's done a lot of different cooking since then. And the others is Moore's. Bless his soul, he passed, as most of us know, but he done a survival kit in a coffee pot. So anyway, just want to throw that out there. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I just didn't see any more. So surely I'm not the only person that cooks in a coffee pot. All right, you can see right here where that kind of licked that plastic, but it don't really melt it. I mean, it melts the plastic itself, but it don't turn it into like drippy plastic, like a sandwich baggie or something like that. So let's give this a go. It's all out. What's your first thoughts? Okay, it's already cooling down. I know that's going to be hot. Kind of stuck a little bit. Not bad. It was right against the side there a little bit. It popped loose. So I'll probably have to scrub it out now, but some of that bacon grease got down the bottom of the can. So it was kind of laying against the side of the can right there. It's no big deal. Like I said, it popped right loose. It don't really melt like plastic. Let's put our breakfast together. Okay, that feels good. Pull that off there. A little bit hot, but it ain't that hot. Not terribly hot. I'm gonna use this for a tray for my biscuit. Okay. Biscuit's not gooey. Probably a little bit longer than it might have browned, but it's not gooey. Well, that's good. So now I can finish maybe eating. All right, come on, bacon. Okay, little lamp. And a tad crispy. Now, kind of the goal was to see how simple we could make this project, but of course the egg definitely stuck to the inside of the bag, but it's cooked. Okay. All right. If you've hung in there through this whole video, I apologize for doing a silly video, but I really wanted a biscuit. I got left alone here today. And I'll cook my breakfast in a coffee can. All right. Just food for thought. The bacon bags are a pretty good little idea. Cooking in coffee cans, been happening a long time. All right, guys, Merry Christmas. Peace out. See ya.